Lover 1972 here. Of course, you know me as Brian. Before I get to the next entry of Brian's Halloween dinners, I wanted to get some things out of the way. First off, there's a stream coming at some point. I don't think he's put up a notice for it on his channel yet. But if you check out his channel, his name is DAISUKE BEPPU or BEPPU, or maybe it's BEPPU. But I'll put it right here so you can take a look. And, just keep your eyes peeled and take a look as to when he'll have his next stream. It's going to be another James Bond movie that he's going to do. And this time he's going to cover Moonraker. So just bear that in mind. If I do a video later on at some point and it's before he does the stream, I'll try and advertise that. If by chance, say, right now it's 4 a.m. in the morning, Saturday, let's say sometime during today, when the sun comes up and everything, and if he puts an announcement up and I haven't finished editing this video, then I might put subtitles up to say, the stream is happening at such and such a time and on such a date, but I don't know when he's going to decide when to plan on doing the stream. So that's the first order of business. The second order of business, so with the Halloween streams, I know I've only done 2 films. I did The Dead Zone and I did Pulse. What I wanted to do this October was concentrate my energies on Japanese films, Japanese horror movies, and really. Last year I tried to watch a horror film for each day of October, but I missed a few days and I ran into some troubles like storage on my computer and moving things around, and I managed to get it all done, but it went in a little to November. Well, in this particular case, I just decided to give myself a handful of films to watch and not watch every single day and focus on Japanese horror, except for The Dead Zone, because I thought it was relevant to what was happening currently in the U.S. But I guess I'm going to have to carry some of these horror movies into November. I think I'm going to do that. I was going to do The Ring. I was going to do The Ring way before October. And I did watch the first Ring Japanese Ring movie. I've seen the American remake. But I also have the Ring sequel and the Ring prequel and the Ring sequel remake. So, and then there's a booklet that comes with it. It comes with another movie called Spiral. Loads of special features. So that'll take me a while to dissect and break it down and deliver to you what my thoughts are on the Ring series. So I guess I'll try to get to that at some point. So be on the lookout, I guess. What else? Garage band songs. I've worked on a few, so we'll see how that goes. Just keep your eyes peeled. I have no idea when I will post them. I'm juggling more than one thing, sort of. I'm not really stressed or anything. It just I don't know. It's just sometimes you play with your guitar and then you think you're going to play for half an hour or an hour. It turns out to be an hour and a half because you're laying down tracks or you're changing the sound of the guitar and using the looper, and you've got to let it just run, to record the music before you can stop the computer. So it's time consuming, is what I'm saying. So, but anyways, I'm digressing, and you will notice at the start of this video that I say review starts at such and such minutes and seconds. So what I just said now, if you don't care to hear it all, the notice at the start of the video will tell you where the review starts, and then if you don't want to hear all this, then you can just get past this and not have to worry about all that. So I've covered everything. And so GarageBand, yeah. So I guess we'll discuss the movie now. So, anyways, it's Hideo Nakata's Dark Water. I don't know the name for dark in Japanese. Water is mizu in Japanese. Um, I'm guessing dark is something related to Kage, maybe. Kage Musha is a film by Kira Kurosawa, and it's about a peasant, or just a poor person portraying a warrior that is not in good health. I believe that's the plot of Kage Musha. But in any regard, it's in any event, it's Kage Musha. Kage means shadow, and Musha means warrior, I believe. So in this particular case, dissecting all this, I think, and when I mentioned Daisuke here on this channel, I don't know if Daisuke is watching this video, but I think Daisuke would probably know in much greater detail as to the nature of things like Japanese horror, Japanese mythology, Japanese history, and how the culture perceives horror, and what the tropes are of the horror genre in the Japanese psyche, or however you want to put it. So anyways, so this movie, I think, is basically the theme of the movie is about Japanese woman wanting to be independent from male-dominated society. And you can sort of see this echoed throughout the film. The main character is a mother, and she buys she rents an apartment, and there's some water in the ceiling. There's like a leak. There's the ceiling is like leaking water, and she notices she notices that a girl has gone missing for a while, and she notices things. She notices a little girl that disappears all the time, and she's wondering where she's gone. At the start of the movie, this young girl is waiting for her mother to be picked up from kindergarten, but there's a little bit of ambiguity as to who's who in the film. Like, there's a missing girl, that's one character. There's the mother character. Because at the start of the film, you don't know if the missing girl is the mother, because the next shot is of her seeing her, seeing this legal counsel or whatever, because she and her husband are getting divorced. So what you're thinking is maybe, what you might think is, first off, is that she's recalling something from her childhood, or it's the missing girl that she notices later on in the movie, or, well, no, not really or, but sort of, her daughter is waiting to be picked up. But it all revolves around, because like the kindergarten the main character puts her daughter in is the same kindergarten where this missing girl went to. This theme of water in films, in Japanese mythology, history, culture, it Hang on, I'm going to stop it for a second so I can sound coherent. I had to look at the booklet for a few minutes. Oh, let me show you the booklet. Okay, so we've got this. Let me, and that. There's not a lot of pictures. There's a few. That's the main character going up the water tower. But anyways, so water has the power to like move different places and sort of like a ghost, I guess, if I'm interpreting this correctly. There's the ghost right there, right there, right there. So I get. I'm reading from these notes right here that the way the Japanese people perceive ghosts, they're very much ingrained in the psyche of the Japanese consciousness, rather. I'm sort of winging it a little bit, but Japan has two religions, or two native religions, if you will. Buddhism, of course, and Shintoism, which is older, which is like nature worship. And like the Emperor of Japan originally was perceived, I guess, as being a descendant of the sun. That's why it's called the land of the rising sun. But anyways, I think shadows are also a big thing in ghosts are a big thing in Japanese society. A lot of these Japanese filmmakers I'm going to profile on these videos, these new Japanese horror directors, they were influenced by a older Japanese horror film, a period piece. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe I'll type it here if I can recall. And in any event, so I think when the main character decides to rent this apartment, then she I think the apartment is sort of an entity unto itself, and the water is a metaphor. As things get worse and worse for her, because she was sort of abandoned when she was a child. I think because she wasn't picked up when she was a child, her mother wasn't very attentive to her when she was a child, and now she's having this problem with her own child, and then this other girl that figures in the story. And I think basically what it's boiling itself down to is that women do not have a sense of power, and if I'm perceiving this correctly, that women do not have a sense of centralized power. To be rooted, to have a to function well within Japanese society, to be able to live their lives without any stress, to have a foothold in the process, so that they don't have to worry about they don't get caught in the vicious cycle of being irresponsible and letting down their children, who when they grow up will let down their children, and so on. But it's basically concentrated on women, because I think women, at least back in the past of Japan, like women were treated the same as men were. I don't know. I mean, I think it's changing in Japanese society now from, I think, what I've heard. So I think this film is basically a reflection of that. And there's with the hair. There's hair that comes through the sink, and then I think hair is a big thing in Japanese mythology. Um, uh, it's I can't remember. I tried to try to find it in here, couldn't find it. I tried going back onto the Blu-ray and trying to find where they're talking about it. I can't find it, but it has some kind of significance in Japanese society, which goes back a long ways, many centuries, I believe. Uh, I wish, I think it has some kind of supernatural essence to it or something. Um, but the water mizu, as it's called in Japanese, it has like a supernatural element to it, which you could relate to Shintoism, which is nature worship, and that you'd be worshiping the trees and also rivers and so forth. So that would tie into water. And if you place the word dark before water, then you're saying you're casting a shadow. Not to pun too much, but like you're casting a shadow on to dooming things and putting women in limbo and not being in charge of their lives. Like not having control, but having a lot of trouble trying to break free of their constraints and live a life that they can function well in and not have to worry about things like their daughters and being irresponsible and not being able to pick them up. I don't know. I guess I did a good review there. I don't know if I'm sounding too articulate. With the previous review I did, which was Pulse, I don't know if I did a really good review, because after I shoot my videos, I watch them over again to see how I sound and everything. And sometimes I think I don't sound that great or whatever. I listen to myself and I say that wasn't too bad. But when I listened to Pulse, I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty. I thought that review didn't go over too well because I was going too much, and there I go there. But that's okay if you do that here and there. But I think I was tripping over myself and trying to do the best possible video and try to sound articulate, but it just didn't work quite right for me. So, but anyways, I guess I'll leave it at that. I like to try to make my videos shorter. This Ring video probably is going to be way longer because I will be covering 5 movies in that particular video. So anyways, I won't keep you any longer. I hope you have a happy Halloween. Oh, and one last thing. I did a GarageBand video in December with pictures from The Shining. It's sort of a horror music video, and I'm going to put that up on Halloween. I've got the file on one of my external hard drives, so I will re-upload it to YouTube in honor of Halloween. So be on the lookout for that. And this particular video you're watching now, I'm going to try to edit it sometime during the Saturday, October 31st on Halloween, and either try to get it up sometime during the day, sometime during the night, or maybe in the middle of the night or early morning Eastern time. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching, and happy Halloween. Bye now.